Welcome to this demonstration of Crossword, Christopher Moriarty's submission to DevPost's 2023 Pygames hackathon. Crossword is inspired by the puzzle games Wordle, Sudoku, and the New York Times crossword. The result is a game with a great competitive social aspect built around a strong logic and vocabulary puzzle. To get started, we're going to just go through installation real quick. Fastest and best way to do that is to go to the code repo and copy the URL. And from your terminal, clone the repo. Once the repo has been cloned, if you're on a Mac, the best way to run Crossword is just go into the dist folder and open this Unix executable. If the program refuses to open, chances are you need to give it permission, and you'll do that in your system preferences, and then in security and privacy, under the general tab, you'll need to allow the Crossword executable to be opened. If you're working on a PC, the best way to run the repo is to go to your terminal or command line and navigate to where you've just cloned the repo and enter pip install -r requirements.txt and then run python cro25word.py. And please make sure that you're using Python 3.7 or higher. Now that we're up and running, let's get to know the game a little bit. The objective of Crossword is to fill in as much of this 5x5 crossword style board with 5-letter English words as possible. The challenge comes with these 3 randomly selected and randomly placed fixed letters. You can identify a fixed letter because it is underlined, and fixed letters cannot be moved or changed. Fixed letters are the same for every player on any given day, so we encourage you to take screenshots of your final score and see how you did compared with your friends. You can navigate the board with your mouse by clicking on a square, and if you want to change whether you have the down or across letters selected, just click the square again. If you want to move forward by 1 square, press the tab button, and the delete button will both delete and move back 1 square. If you do have a valid English word entered into a row or column, you will see a green check mark next to that word, and the boxes will be colored according to the score that each letter is worth. Now that we know the basics of the game, let's take a look at the scoring methodology. Simply click the question mark at the bottom right of the window. In brief, any letter that's used in a valid word is worth points. More points if it's used in an across word and a down word, and fixed letters are worth more points than those entered by the player. If a letter is colored in green, it's worth 5 points. If in blue, 10 points, and gold, 20 points. Additionally, each letter has its own value, which is derived from the paper Crossword Puzzle Letter Frequencies by John D. Hitchcock, and you can see what each individual letter is worth in the columns below.
Lastly, there is a 100-point completion bonus for any player that finishes the game with 10 valid English words, 5 across and 5 down. Now that we know how the game is played and scored, let's play a little bit.
Once a player has completed as much of the board as they think they can finish the game and get their score by clicking the finish button and confirming that yes, they are finished. Once this is done, the player cannot play the game again until the next day when a new set of fixed letters is selected. Now that we've seen how the game is played, let's take a quick walk through the code. The crossword.py file is where we initialize Pygame and run the main game loop. At this time, the way we ensure that every player has the same fixed letters on any given date is by using the current date as an integer to seed a random number generator. In the future, this functionality will be offloaded to a server, and additional hashing of the date will be added to prevent hacking of fixed letters and cheating. The letter class is held in letter.py and is the main workhorse class of the game. Each letter has several instance-specific attributes, including where on the game board, the letter is, whether the letter is fixed or not, and if it's used in a crossword or downword, as well as its score and coloration. In short, the letter class is at the crossroads of all roads in crossword. The second custom class is the word class. It is used primarily for checking a combination of letters against our dictionary to determine if it is a valid English word. The current session class is what saves and loads current game data when the game is being run locally. And like the letter and word class, it is instantiated by the main crossword.py script. The additional scripts of keyInput.py and info.py hold some cumbersome functions, like identifying which key the player presses, and in the case of the info.py script, rendering the how to play and scoring information for the player. For those of you testing this game and needing to play more than once in one day, you can do so by simply updating a JSON file. If you're on a Mac, in the Finder, go to your home directory, press Command-Shift period to show hidden files, and open the current session.json file. All you need to do is open this JSON file and delete one digit from this seed number. Save the JSON file, and when you rerun the game, you'll get a new session. If you're on a PC, you'll want to do the same, but with the current session.json located in the repository. And you can just find this JSON and again delete a single digit and save the JSON, and that will reset your session. In the future, our aim is for Crossword to be available on Android and iOS, with the ability to share scores and board results with friends and post on social media, as well as improved UI functionality and cheating prevention. We hope you enjoyed this video and hope you enjoy playing Crossword even more. Thank you very much.